The female officer pointed at my door, which had been open the whole night. Scrawled on it, in a black marker, was the following: I see you. You forgot to lock the back door. You seem focused. Turn around. Look at me. One evening, when I was in my junior year of high school, my mom and dad went out, leaving me home alone. I had a lot of homework to do, so I spent the whole evening sitting at my desk in my bedroom. My parents left the house around 6 p.m. While I was doing homework, I put on my headphones and listened to loud music. There was a big storm that night, and my desk was facing the window, so I could see rain and the lightning outside. My parents got back around 11 p.m. When I saw their car drive up, I took off the headphones. As soon as my mom opened the front door and came inside, I heard her shout my name. "What on earth happened in here?" she demanded in an angry voice. Confused, I ran downstairs. My mom was standing in the hallway with a furious look on her face. She pointed at the floor and yelled, "Was this you?" I looked down and saw the carpet was covered in muddy prints. "I have no idea how those got there," I said. I spent the whole night at my desk doing my homework. I watched as the look on her face changed from anger to confusion and then to fear. We both realized it at the same time. Someone else must have been in the house. We followed the trail of footprints, trying to make sense of the whole situation. They started at the back door, which we usually left unlocked. Then we noticed something else. The footprints started at the back door, but then there was no trail of footprints leading to the back door. All of a sudden, we hear something, a loud pounding noise that echoed throughout the house. Then, the sound of the front door being wrenched open and slammed shut again. We all ran into the garage and locked the door behind us. My mom took out her cell phone and called the police. "Please, come quickly," she shouted. "Someone is in our house." After what seemed like hours, a patrol car arrived with 2 police officers, a male and a female. One officer stayed with us in the garage while his partner went through the house, searching it room by room. When she came back, the female officer told us that there was no one in the house and it was safe to go back in. As we were all breathing a sigh of relief, she asked, "Whose bedroom is upstairs on the left?" My parents looked at me. "It's mine," I told the officer. She asked us to follow her. As we walked through the house, we could see the trail of muddy footprints leading from the back door through the living room, through the hallway, up the stairs, into my parents' bedroom, and towards my room. They stopped at the doorway. The female officer pointed at my door, which had been open the whole night. Scrawled on it, in a black marker, was the following: I see you. You forgot to lock the back door. You seem focused. Turn around. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. For more than 2 hours, someone had been standing in my doorway watching me. To this day, I still shudder to think what would happen if I had turned around. I'm at the ground floor with my sister and 3 cousins and their parents. I live in a joint family system. My house is at the top and gas just finalized construction, and this is the night we moved in. We're all laughing and having fun watching TV when a masked guy with a gun walks in. Now, I'm scared shitless because this is Pakistan, and I'm a closet atheist, so I think he's come for me. Instead, he beats up my uncle and starts asking them for money and jewelry. They go out of the room to look while this one guy watches us. Everyone is dead silent. We are all kids in here, aside from that one guy laughing and making jokes. He's nice. The others, not so much. One comes in and says they are from Afghanistan and that Pakistan has helped the US destroy their country. When we said that we obviously aren't from the government, he says the army did it. I freeze. My dad, who's at the top floor, is in the army. He has been deployed at the Afghan border once. No one's children are on the same floor as the parents, and nobody knows what's going on. I think our floor is the only one. And when they take everyone's phones, I thank God my Nexus is in the room. Uncle comes back with the mean thief. They didn't find enough. Apparently someone told them that we had gold bricks hidden somewhere. This is where I start to calm down. They're here for money, not me. He then tells the nice guy to shoot me to get them to talk. We manage to talk him out of it. Though, then they take my eldest cousin and tell his parents if they don't cough up more, they're never going to see him again. After a bit more beating and searching, they decide to leave. My dad comes down after they've left to check on everyone. He's hurt pretty bad. Whoopee, my Nexus is gone. Thankfully, they didn't touch my PS4 or PS3. Everyone is safe, though they are about to take a hostage. Also, one of my cousins was apparently crying and begging to the gunman not to kill him, to the point where the thief had to reassure him that they are not. So yeah, later police tells us that one of them was killed in a showdown at another house when one of the neighbors called the police. My mother is traumatized by the incident. That's pretty much it. In 2003, I had just turned 18 and was kicked out of my house. I worked night shifts at McDonald's and moved into an old house, a basement suite, with a guy friend. I slept during the day obviously, since I did night shift. Anyway, one day about late morning, my roommate was at work and I was in bed. I could hear an engine outside and then some flicking around the front door. Somehow they broke in. I could hear them quickly and frantically moving around. I was completely frozen. I literally could not move. I decided to just keep lying there, facing the wall, not making any sound. Then my heart dropped. I heard my bedroom door open. I closed my eyes and pretended to be asleep. I heard silence for a couple of seconds, and then footsteps running out of the door. As soon as I heard my front door close and the engine start, I ran out and saw a van speeding away. By the way, they stole absolutely nothing. We had nothing of value. My bedroom was a mattress on the floor in a tiny closet area. My mom called me, absolutely hysterical one day. She said a man had tried to come in through our bathroom window. It was Saturday at 1 p.m. and I was out shopping. I came home immediately, and the police were there along with our neighbor. Apparently, he had broken into the neighbor's house while she was out. He hadn't stolen anything except a few DVDs and some of her clothes. He then left and came over to our house. We had our bathroom window open with the screen shut, so all he had to do was cut the screen to get inside. He was hoisting himself into the window when my mom walked in. She freaked out and screamed and he fell. She said she took off after that towards our backyard. Turns out he was just a kleptomaniac and had the urge. The worst part is, it's been 3 years and my mom is still extremely paranoid. She watches people walk down the street like a hawk and accuses half of them of scoping out her house. At the time, my dad's job was pretty far away, so he would stay at my father's house during the week and only come home on the weekends. So it was just my mom, my brother, and me. We were getting home around 4 p.m. that day. She had a substitute teacher at one of the schools bringing us home. Now, we lived out in the middle of nowhere, and crime wasn't something we ever thought about, so my parents never locked the doors. This made breaking in quite easy for the burglar. When we arrived home that day, the house was a mess, and many things of value, TV, VCR, etc., had been taken. My mom also used a metal cash box as a box to store all of her coupons, and apparently they thought it actually had cash, and had tried to pry it open, which is weird because she didn't even lock it. The cops took freaking forever to get there, like 3 hours, which in hindsight is kind of bullshit because I guarantee you they had nothing else going on. Anyway, because of that event, and my dad being away, my mom and I were super scared. The police even said they might return as we were an easy target, which did not make things any easier. I slept in her bed for a few days, as it made me feel safer. That event forever changed how safe I felt. Ever since then, I make sure my doors are always locked. This is true for both my car and my house. It has made me much less trusting in general. That feeling has never gone away. You feel violated in a very icky way. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you liked the video. If you do, please leave a like. If not, dislike it. If you enjoyed this content and want more in the future, please hit that subscribe button. And I hope you have a good day. Peace out.